Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're doing a quick video on this PC that I have for sale. So let's get right into it. First things first, we have the system and device manager here. I'm just going to validate some of the hardware here. On the Windows side is AMD Ryzen 5 2400G with Radeon Vega graphics clocked at 3.6 gigahertz. It turbo boosts up to 3.9, and this is an overclockable chip. We have the 8 gigs of DDR4 memory. We look down here, this is a Windows 10 Pro version 1809, so we have the latest and greatest version of Windows. Over here in the device manager, we'll look at the disk drives. Here we have the Samsung SSD 840 Pro. This is our 256 gigabyte boot drive with Windows 10 Pro on it. We also have a Seagate 1 terabyte 7200 RPM mechanical drive for storage. Let me look here, we got the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 3GB for our display adapter. And down here we can see that this has 8 cores. So a nice little system here, and that's Windows side of all of it. Let's go ahead and open up Hardware Info 64. I like to use this just as a third-party app. I like to use this to validate the hardware. And as we can see here, we can keep an eye on our core clocks and everything like that. And once again, AMD Ryzen 5 2400G. We have the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 3GB. And we can go in and look at all of our hardware here. Main thing I want to look at and validate is the motherboard. It's the Asus Prime B450 Plus. And the memory, which is a Samsung 8GB stick of DDR4 RAM. Moving along, we're going to take a look at all the software that we have down here on the taskbar. I can set up the PCs that I sell to have all bases covered when it comes to content creation or media playback, web browsing, file browsing, gaming, etc., etc. So let's go ahead and take a look at all this stuff. First thing first, we have our file browser here. And this is just the Windows 10 files browser. We can see we have the 256 gig C drive, and we also have the fresh, clean 1 terabyte storage drive. And then we have all of our quick access folders here, and then the regular directories like videos, music, downloads, documents, etc., etc. Next, we have the task manager. I like to have this on the taskbar so that you can go in and kill any processes that might be bugging out. We can also keep an eye on performance, and if we go over here, we can go to our startup and enable and disable processes. I like to disable most of my things just so that when you come right in, you're booted in right away, nothing's bogging down the system, you're getting your maximum performance. Then we have the sound mixer. I like to have this on the taskbar because we can go in and fine-tune all of the programs, different volume levels. So that's nice to have right there. Here we have our torrent clients, Qubit Torrent. Your typical run-of-the-mill torrent client. We have VLC Media Player here. I like to use this over the Windows 10 Media Player just because it plays pretty much everything that you throw at it, all different kinds of formats, codecs, etc. There's some tools baked into VLC Media Player as well for converting certain formats to another format. So if you have something that's maybe in FLV or MK format, you can change it over to MP4, etc. with VLC Media Player. Next, we have Audacity. This is just a free to use audio editing tool. If you're doing some kind of voiceover or want to capture some if you want to like DVR capture some music or something, perhaps rip some music, you can use Audacity to do that. You're not going to be the next Dr. Dre with it, but it is a really good tool to have for content creation and audio manipulation. Next, we have Kdenlive. This is kind of like a free to use Sony Vegas Pro per se. There's a lot of different settings and tools that you can use to really manipulate any kind of video clip and get a nice clean 60 FPS, 1080p, 4K, what have you, all these different kind of file formats that you can render out into as well. It's really good if you want to get your feet wet into a little bit of cutting audio and cutting video. I use this a lot to make my YouTube videos. Moving along, we have Paint.net. The name Paint.net and the kind of overall look of it makes it look very simple, very basic. but it actually has a lot of depth to it. It's a really good Photoshop. I use it to touch up all of my photos, make my YouTube thumbnails, etc. There's a lot of effects and different things you can do, multiple layer adjustments, photo manipulation. It's a really nice program to have at your disposal. Next, we have OBS. This is what I'm currently using to do this voiceover and capture the screen that I'm using right now. OBS is short for Open Broadcasting Software. It's primarily used by streamers or YouTube content creators that want to capture whatever's on their screen. You can also do camera plugins, plug in your camera, plug in your mic, and just kind of get the overall video that you want to stream out to maybe Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, or just capture something locally like what I'm doing right now. Here we have LibreOffice. This is just free to use, basically like Microsoft Word, spreadsheet, and PowerPoint presentations. We also have some other utilities here. Really good if you're a student and need to save something in the Microsoft Word format. LibreOffice can do that. Next, moving along, we have Chrome and Firefox. And this is your, just your typical web browsers. The only thing I've done to modify them is I put an ad block on each of them. We have uBlock Origin on both of them, and it just kind of serves as the first layer of protection against the internet. It's going to block all ads, and it's also going to block any kind of silly links that are going to lead to you getting a virus. So that's good to have. Typically that's the only kind of defense I have. I'll use uBlock Origin or any other kind of ad block in conjunction with Windows 10 Defender, and I don't have any problems on any of the systems that I use. Next, we have Discord. Kind of goes hand in hand with Steam here. This system truly is a plug and play system. I have all the run times, all of the DirectX, everything set up. Just log into your accounts, download your games, connect to your friends with Discord, and you can get to playing right away. Moving along, we have the shortcuts folder here that I have on the desktop, and I like to keep all my programs in here. Most of this stuff is on the taskbar already. We got a couple extra utilities like WinRAR, 7-zip, the GeForce Experience for keeping your graphics card drivers up to date. We have the Epix game launcher and battle.net as well. Let's go look in here in the start menu. I went ahead and deleted all the bloatware, like the Candy Crush and all that bloatware that Windows 10 tries to shove down your throat. I went ahead and got rid of all that. The system's completely up to date. So if you're interested in it at all, you see it on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp or Craigslist, wherever you might see it for sale, you have a question, just go ahead and shoot me a message there. I'll be glad to get back with you. I'm open to all offers. So thanks for checking it out, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.